Hi, good morning everybody, and welcome to this first in what hopefully will be a series of update videos on our parish, just to keep you up to speed with what's going on. I want to begin by apologising. I was planning on using the live stream equipment and recording this properly in the church, but we've had a slight technical issue this morning, and I'm currently sat in my study using my mobile phone instead, but I'm very keen to get this video out, so maybe it's a sign from the Lord that this is a more intimate setting, so we'll see how this turns out. I want to begin by speaking about the weekend of October 30th and October 31st, because of course it's a weekend of big change within our parish, and nobody likes change, myself included. We all like stability in our lives, but sometimes change is necessary, especially if we are to move forward and to ensure some stability as well. The interim mass schedule has come about, of course, because we've gone from 4 full-time priests to 3 full-time priests within the parish, as Father Robert has taken up his ministry at the cathedral. Father Peter McLaren, who has always been on the pastoral team, but as a priest who helps out as needed, now has full-time responsibility for the community of sisters at Llantarnam Abbey, which limits his time on the weekends. And he's also been called to help out in parishes in other parts of the diocese where there's only one priest, and maybe that priest has fallen sick or something, and he's been asked to cover there as well. So really, for our schedule to work, I want us to keep in mind the number of full-time priests that we have and reduce that by 1 in case of sickness or holidays, because there have been a number of things which have happened over the past 8 weeks or so, where there have been 3 weekends where it has been panic stations really, and we've come very close to having a problem on our hands in fulfilling the full Sunday schedule. So this interim mass schedule is a step towards a schedule that will work with 2 priests if we find ourselves having only 2 priests available on the weekend. It's a step towards, because to move from our current schedule to a schedule that will work with 2 priests requires 7 changes. 7 is too much to recall when that time comes around. So by introducing some immediate changes, we can limit that change to 2 should a weekend with 2 priests come around. So it makes it easier for everybody to remember as well. Of course, the same weekend, St Gabriel's community will see the welcome return of mass provision upon the Ringland estate, following the news, of course, that St Gabriel's Church as a building will not be reopening for the foreseeable future due to health and safety grounds. So mass provision is being moved to Bishpool Methodist Church. We are thankful to the Methodist community on the Ringland estate in working towards accommodating us there. I am waiting on a final piece of documentation to be signed. Once that is signed, then we will plough ahead and begin with the mass provision. We do need volunteers, because we have a responsibility, especially in these COVID times, of ensuring sanitisation of our churches. And now, of course, we're going to be using the church of another faith community, so we want to do a fantastic job for them after our usage. So please, the call is going to go out this weekend to the community of Ringland. Please step up to the mark and volunteer to help make this happen moving forward. I said back in the summer that a taste of Alpha would begin in the autumn. Well, a taste of Alpha has begun, but not in the way that we'd originally planned. We put out the call for volunteers for the Alpha team, and you've responded, but nobody has experienced Alpha, so therefore A Taste of Alpha is taking a different form. We formed a partnership with St Anthony's Church in Forest Gate, London, who are running Alpha, a hybrid Alpha at the moment, both in person and online, and they are training our team to eventually run Alpha within the parish, which we hope to launch in the new year as well. Alpha is a fantastic tool for evangelization and to bring people into a knowledge of Jesus and hopefully into relationship with him as well. So please pray for the Alpha team and for their efforts as they prepare to launch Alpha within our parish. We're also in the process of establishing an intercessory prayer ministry within the parish. We have lots of groups around the wider parish area who do pray for people's intentions, which is fantastic. And this in no way is intended as a replacement for them. Keep going with that good work. But we do need a little bit of coordination to ensure that we're all on the same track, because the more we storm heaven with our prayers, the more likely that we get the answer that is needed. So by establishing an intercessory prayer ministry, we're establishing a pattern of prayer where it's not only the priests that can pray for your intentions. We all have the gift of the Holy Spirit in our lives. So by putting together this prayer ministry, we're going to access the Holy Spirit within each and every one of us to pray for one another, to support one another in prayer and to carry forward as well. And my hope is that once we build up a good number of people as part of this prayer ministry, that if you have intentions that you wish to be prayed for, then stay behind after Mass and approach the members of the prayer ministry, and they will pray for those intentions with you as well, as we will gladly do as well. Apart from that, the major thing, of course, has been that the senior leadership team, or the parish leadership team, has come into effect just over a month ago. People have been asking where have these people come from, what is this team about? The leadership team is really there to support me in helping to vision and give direction for the parish, looking at least 10 years ahead. And they are not there to take control, which is what some people seem to think. They're there to help pray for and to support myself and the rest of the pastoral team, and they are there to help build up other leaders across our parish so that we can spread the workload, so that we can share it out. They've been out visiting the various communities, going to Mass in the various churches, and they have been speaking to representatives from each of the communities as well. So they have been actively listening to each of your communities and what is going on and what you feel is needed in the communities as well. We're now going to begin to turn our attention to a wider survey of all of the parishioners as well. So we'll hand that over to you in the coming weeks or so ahead. We're still planning it at the moment, so that then we can help to move towards a greater vision for All Saints over the next 10 years. Deuteronomy 31:6 says, "Be strong and courageous, do not be afraid or terrified because of them, for the Lord your God goes with you. He will never leave you nor forsake you." That's a quote that very much stands true when it comes to change as well. The Lord does not abandon us. He does not forsake us. He carries us forward. My last appeal really goes back to the piece in the newsletter from Mrs. Hilary Cameron last weekend. That being, of course, about letting us know about any people you know of who are sick or housebound. Very sadly, that information doesn't always filter through to us, so people do slip through the nets, because believe it or not, the gift of psychic ability was not granted at ordination. So please, doesn't matter whether we already know about a person or not, or whether you think we do or not, just let us know about our sick and our housebound so that we can ensure appropriate pastoral provision is being made for them. Well, daylight is upon us. It is 10 to 8 this Friday morning. So now I need to disappear and pray morning prayer. And I hope that you've found the update video helpful. And as I say, hopefully this is going to be the first in a series of updates moving forward. God bless you all.